Hello, fiber fans and friends. I feel like that needs a third word, but I couldn't think of a nice, wholesome F word that would fill that spot in well. Fiber fans, friends, and frolickers? I don't know. I feel like I need a third word to put in there. My podcast is evolving as I go, so I need new intros, need new openings, maybe a new closing. So anyhow, if you'd like to join the conversation, comment below and I may talk about it next episode. So today I will be talking about the fact that this is my last episode of the summer. And I will be talking about some new to me things, not necessarily in this order. I have some whips, and I have something old that I found that I thought would be fun to share with you. So with that being said, let me introduce myself in case you haven't been around before. My name is Beth, and I am a knitter, and I sometimes crochet, and as you will see in some of the older things, I have some other hobbies that I have dabbled in the past. But my full-time job is teacher's aide, and I work at a school for the deaf and hard of hearing, and this is my last summer week. So when I podcast the next time, it may be a couple of weeks from now, it may be a month from now, I don't know exactly, but I will figure that out when I get there based on what I've done, how much I feel like I have to share, and whatever functional brain capacity I have left. So with that being said, please get comfortable and follow along with all of the fun stuff I've gotten into. So this week, because of my trip to the state fair, I had a lot of progress on a couple of things. So I'm so excited to share that. So on the way down to Springfield, my husband drove, because, okay, I went there because one of my other many things I dabble in is baton twirling. So I judged the baton contest at the Illinois State Fair. So this is like the second time I've done that. So last year I went on my own. This year, my husband happened to take the days off of work without us even really discussing what was going on those days. And so I said, hey, why don't you come with me to the state fair? You can walk around while I'm judging. And he actually had fun. He actually found something to do that he enjoyed. And I say this because, you know, riding the rides, you know, it's, you get to a certain age and it's kind of like, and maybe not for everyone. I have, within the last 5 years, for sure, I've ridden roller coasters and enjoyed it. But I feel like as I age, it's not as much fun. But, so the rides were not something we were so much looking forward to. We live very close to Six Flags Great America, and I used to have a season pass, and I would go with friends on a regular basis, and I'm talking about like 5 years ago. So, let me just say, my age now starts with a 5. So people of any age can enjoy that. And I remember too, one time standing in line for what was the ride? It was some X-Flight. It was X-Flight. So it's one where like your feet dangle. And I remember seeing a woman who I looked at her and I was like, she's in her 60s and she's on this ride. She was coming off as I was waiting in line and I was like, you go, girl. So anyway, wow, that's a tangent I didn't expect to go on. So, amusement park rides, they are a thing I have enjoyed for many years and haven't done it recently, and just because just haven't enjoyed it as much. And I think that's because of my changing body as I age. But maybe I'll try it again someday and like it. Anyhow, I got some knitting done in the car. Oh, I know where I was. I was talking about my husband. My husband, while I was judging baton, he found an auction that they had, and this was really interesting. So they had an auction for unclaimed items, and he said that the Secretary of Treasury for Illinois was there at this auction, and he came at the beginning and kind of told everyone how it comes about that they do this. And what he said is that people leave these things behind in, say, like a safe deposit box at a bank, and either they've closed their accounts for one reason or another. The account gets closed and nobody comes to claim the objects that were in this box. And so this is not actually enriching the state. It is when they auction off the items, the reason they're auctioning them off is because they don't have the space to hold all the items that are unclaimed. So what happens is they auction it off and there's a reserve amount. So like they'll say, we're not going to accept less than this dollar amount because they believe it had that value at the time it was unclaimed. And so when they auction it off, that money goes into an account that will be the unclaimed amount in the name of that person. So, interesting story. My husband, a few years ago, found an unclaimed amount of money in his uncle's name that he is currently trying to claim. Anyhow, so this is how my husband became interested in the unclaimed estates. And so he wanted to see if there was anything in this auction that he could bid on and he would be able to get, and then that fund could be the unclaimed dollar amount that perhaps the person who originally owned this thing could claim for themselves, or their heirs could claim it after, for the estate of that person. Wow, what a tangent, you guys. But, so this is what my husband did. He sat and he went to the auction and he did bid on some things. He didn't end up winning anything. A lot of the things he was looking at were like coins and stuff like that. He said there was a lot of, I think he said 650 dimes that had silver in them. So that was one of the things he was interested in. But he was interested in the things that had silver content, because the things with the gold content, he said he was not about to bid on those things because that would be out of range of what he was willing to bid. At any rate, went to the state fair. My husband came with and he drove, which is why I got onto this tangent. about how much time I had to knit. So, anybody remember these? If you've watched me for a while, you have seen these before. This is a pair of socks that I am knitting for my son's girlfriend, Elena, and they are loosely based on the Fruit Stripes gum socks. The reason they're loosely based on it is because I didn't realize when I started knitting this that the stripes on this self-striping yarn were not like clear stripes. I thought it was going to be exact stripes, but this is more of a stripe-ish yarn. This is by Desert Vista Dye Works, and it is the colorway is called The Kiss, and I don't know whether or not she's still selling this, but I did not have the heel flap and heel turn when I last showed you this pair of socks, and that is what I did on my drive to Springfield. So I'm excited about these and ready to get them off the needles because I really want to reclaim these sock needles to knit more socks. I have yarn that my son picked out for a pair of socks for himself, and I really want to cast that on, and so I want to get these going, get them off the needles, and I'm excited about this. Like I see the light at the end of the tunnel for these, so excited about this, and I hope Elena's excited too. So that's one thing that I did on my way down to Springfield. The other thing that I worked on, I had finished, this is, okay, so during the week, I finished the front and back of this thing. Okay, this is the Lionshead top by Irina Anikeeva that has this amazing fun texture. And what I did this week is I was able to seam up the sides. Look at that, you guys, it's finished. It's a whole tube now. So for those of you who have not seen this before, it is sideways knit. You cast on the right side, do back and forth. You split for the neck hole, and you do, I can't remember if I did the back first and then the front, or front then the back. Then you join them together, do this side, and then there's a 3-needle bind off, which what I didn't realize is that you're doing it inside out. So your 3-needle bind off is on the inside. So this is the inside, and then here is the seam that I have on the outside of this, which is really nice. I really like the look of this seam. I mean, this is not like, that's not what I was expecting to get. Now this is the first side, because what you do is you do a provisional cast on, which, by the way, I don't think I ever talked about my provisional cast on that I did. I found a video on YouTube for a provisional cast on that was really easy. I mean, I really liked this. What I did is I held my needle in order to make this a bigger thing. I held, like, this is my circular needle. I held it together like this so that the 2 needles together made a a bigger cast on for it, so it was loose enough that I would be able to get my needle back in again. And that worked perfectly for me, to get the needle back in at the end and then go ahead and do my 3 needle bind off. So definitely an excellent thing, and I'm gonna look for it and I will link it below for this provisional cast on. It was not like, you don't even need, you use waste yarn. You provisionally cast on onto waste yarn. So that was a cool thing. I apologize for being a little rambly today. I am on my 2nd cup of coffee and I have not eaten anything, and it is, I'm looking for the time. Is it 12:30 already? No, the time is wrong on my computer, because it is not 10:30. I know it's well after 11. I gotta fix my computer. Hey guys, new to me, I have a laptop computer. I'll talk about that later. Anyhow, I think it's 12:30 and this is all I've had today. But that's not unusual for me, because I intermittent fast and breakfast is the meal I skip. So, back to the whip. Okay, so the reason why I stopped where I did, at home, before going to Springfield, I did the first sleeve. So this is the sleeve recommended in the pattern, which is, you know, it's a short sleeve, so it's still before the elbow. But I wanted to see what I liked better. So on the second one, I just did a twisted rib, which is what you have at the edge of the first as well. I mean, this is what she recommended, the twisted rib. So I have not done the bind off yet. I did a provisional, no, that's not what I want to say. I put waste yarn in so that I didn't have to bind off something that I might be taking out later, because the recommended bind off is a sewn bind off. Why can't I think of tubular? That's the word I'm looking for. It's a tubular bind off, and I did not want to have to unpick that. So I did a little bit of a video earlier with this on so that you could see how it looks on me. I'll run that here so you guys can take a look and see what you think, provide opinions. I don't know. I at first, when I looked at it in the mirror, I in the hotel when we were down in Springfield, I looked at it on me, and at first I decided I liked the one that the pattern has, the original. And then I went into the bathroom and looked at it again, because there was like a full-length mirror in the general room, and then there was the bathroom mirror with better lighting. And I liked just the twisted rib. So I'm torn, and honestly, in the long run, I don't think it's gonna matter. You know, I'm gonna wear it one way or the other. And okay, it's roomy on me. It's roomy on me, and I haven't blocked it yet. So that's a surprising thing. I was not expecting it to be this roomy on me, but then again, I think the recommended ease was bigger than I normally choose. But also I know I made a bigger size because I wasn't getting gauged. This baby has a lot of history behind it. And so on it goes. It's still a whip, but it's closer to being a finish. And I'm really happy with how this is turning out. So we'll see where that goes. So those were the two things I did in the car on the way down to Springfield. And then on the way back home, I left it downstairs. No, I didn't. Here it is. It was hiding behind my project bag for my Lionshead top. Oh, by the way, the yarn for the Lionshead top is ModeSock Plus. I believe this is a discontinued colorway by Mode Knits, and it is in their colorway seaglass. It's a 60% superwash merino, 30% bamboo, 10% nylon yarn. And now I think I'm out of focus, so I am going to restart the video. So the whip I worked on the drive home from Springfield was the one that I've been working on at the Forest Preserve most of the time. Oh, of course, I'm in the middle of a row because I got home and had to get out of the car and shoot. All right, let me see if I can figure out where the needles are. I need my glasses. Speaking of glasses, okay. At the Frivolous and Frugal 3-ply meetup, Colleen, Selfish Knitter, was there. And we were sitting at lunch one day, and she said something about me wearing red glasses. And I don't know if I had a look of confusion on my face, but I had a feel of confusion, like, what is she talking about? Red glasses. I don't know why. For some reason, I had a picture of red lenses and not, like, frames. So I was, like, really confused. And then I was like, oh, yeah, that's what I wear on my podcast. Yes. So this week, I bought more glasses. I needed more. And I was even thinking about the fact that anybody at school would say that I wear pink glasses. And at knit night too, because I keep them in my Queen Sandy tote that I bought, that I won last year at the Frivolous and Frugal 3-ply podcast meetup. And so there's a pocket inside that I keep my pink glasses in. So I wear them at school and at knit night all the time. So I think it's funny that as a podcaster, I'm known as the red glasses girl. And I was thinking yesterday at the state fair, I have a pair of purple glasses that I wear at all the baton contests when I judge, because there's a lot of very small writing on those score sheets. So I have my purple glasses. So people in the baton twirling world probably think of me as the purple glasses lady. So anyway, tangent complete. My next whip is this. This is the Mosaic Garter. I can find it. What is this called, you guys? Slipdream. This is the Slipdream shawl by Monica Wesley. I'm pretty sure I am on just a straight knit row. I feel like I should just knit this row and finish it up. I'm gonna do that. So the whip that I worked on my way home from Springfield is the Slipdream shawl by Monica Wesley. And I believe on Ravelry she's known as something like EmLyn Designs, which I don't understand. So anyway, I finished up this stripe section, and now I'm into what is called the garter slip stitch section. And this one, it's a solid green for like 8 rows, and then after that I'll be doing another mosaic section that's very similar to this. So it will be in the green colorway as well as the lighter purple. Can I find that? Yeah, this lighter purple. So I'm excited. I am getting close. The last time I counted on this, there were 573 stitches on each row. Well, it grows every other row. So I think I have a new appreciation for those of you who are strictly shawl knitters. I don't know that I have the patience to do shawls all the time. And I would say most people are not strictly anything knitters. I would say most people probably do things like have a hat or something as a palette cleanser. And I was just talking about that this week with Chris at Knit Night. And we were talking about having palette cleansers, the small things that are helpful to make you feel like, okay, no more big projects, I got an easy finish. Even socks are a little big for a palette cleanser for me, at least for me. Because, I mean, we're talking like 20,000 stitches for a regular size pair of socks. And that's a lot of stitches. That's a lot of hours. I mean, if you can do 1,000 stitches per hour, which I think is probably kind of fast. I don't know. I feel like 1,000 stitches per hour would be like if you're doing nothing else but knitting and you're just going as fast as you can. For me, I would say most of the time I'm not knitting at a fast pace. I'm just kind of knitting, like not really, unless I'm focused on I want to do this fast. I don't know. I have measured the time it takes me to knit, but it's never sitting for hours at a time and doing that. But again, at 1,000 stitches per hour, that's still 20 hours per pair of socks. So that's not what I would call a palette cleanser. And even some hats, if you're doing a fingering weight hat, like a lot of people like to do the muscle burra, and that to me, I have no idea how many stitches that is. I have never dove into that project. There's a lot of people out there doing that hat, and I think it's a great one for don't have to think about it knitting. And I think that's maybe a someday hopping on my needles kind of thing. I haven't bought that pattern. I don't know. Maybe will, maybe I won't. I don't know. Anyhow, Slipdream. You guys, I can't stop these tangents. Slipdream by Monica Wesley is coming along, and this is Expression Fiber Arts on the Amal fingering, which is a very nice feeling yarn. It does have a lot of guard hairs in it. Oh no, it's Amal. Amal fingering. For some reason in my show notes it says Amali. There's an IE at the end of it. It is Amal fingering. Okay, so it's got baby alpaca, linen, and mulberry silk in it. And the colorway names are listed below. None of them would you ever guess by reading them that's purple or that's green. Anyhow, now I know I need to update my show notes. And I have my computer right here so I can do that. So that's all the whips I've done anything with this week. I did a little bit on my other shawl that I'm working on. Not enough to even notice a difference. Even on this one, I was like somewhere down here in the stripes the last time I podcasted, and it feels like I did a lot because I did all of these stripes up to here, and when you're at 500 and some stitches per stripe or per row, it just feels like a lot because you put a lot of time into it. So it doesn't make for interesting podcasting though. At least my personal opinion. So, new to me, I mentioned, oh, that's reflecting. I got a new laptop. Not anything fancy, just a simple plain, bought it from Target thing. And the reason why is because over the years, I have gotten a lot of Target gift cards from students, baton twirling students as well as school students. And so just little here and there gift cards. And I thought, I need to save these for something. That's what I wanted to do, is just save them up so that, someday I could get something with them that meant something special to me. And so last weekend, we had sort of, maybe it was 2 weeks ago, but we had like an end of the season baton twirling get together where my baton twirlers and their moms, as well as my mom, went to an escape room. So that was a lot of fun. The girls did a great job. In fact, we made it to the end. We got out. Woohoo! And the employee at the place, we went to 62 Escape at Gurney Mills. The woman came in afterwards and said, "You guys had the best teamwork of the day." And I was like, yes, go us. But really it's funny because the moms kind of hung back and let the kids do the work. So it was really kind of cool. And then we went to dinner and they gave me what was left over of the cash that was raised by the team prior to the pandemic. And they said, we wanted to gift this to you for the years that you have put into this. And, they've been my booster club, my fan club, my everything in baton twirling. So with the cash that they gave me added together with the gift cards that I had from Target, I was able to buy this laptop computer. And it's probably been years that I have thought someday I'll get a computer with that. And I've never had a laptop before. So now I'm excited that I have this laptop sitting in front of me and I can use this together with my show notes and I can read my comments on the screen instead of having to go to paper to read the comments. It's great. It's wonderful. It's fabulous. So that's one new to me thing. Another new to me thing, you guys. Okay, so I talked about Shark Week before. That's hosted by the Politically Incorrect Knitters. And at the end of Shark Week, they gave out prizes. And one of the prizes they gave was a tote bag that said, "I survived Shark Week." And so there was a winner who got that, and I don't even remember who the winner was of that. But I asked in our little group that we have, can we order one of those? I want one of those. That's really cute. So I contacted the person who made these bags, and look at this. You know, I now wish that I had asked her if I could share her information. If so, I'll put it below. But we talked individually, one-on-one, and she just wanted to be reimbursed for the cost of materials that she bought. And I was like, seriously, lady, you're putting a lot of effort into this. I'm giving you more than just that. And I still feel like I got a bargain for this. So, for those of you who do know who it is, you are, I don't know if she's open to doing more of them or what. I mean, she got it to me within maybe a week or two, I think. It didn't feel like long anyway, of me asking for it. And so, and I still don't have my stickers that I'm supposed to get from Shark Week. So I'm looking forward to that. And I was thinking, I've got this new surface for stickers. So that'll be fun. I also have another new surface for stickers. Let me show you what else I got. Now this one, it's totally unrelated to knitting, but it is related to my life and school and everything like that. So for this year at school, I got myself a new water bottle. Now, I like this water bottle because it has a nice hard top on it, and you just press the thing and it opens up, and it's got one of these that has it has the straw attached to it. So the reason I like that is for the students that I will be working with. I have talked about this student on other episodes. I have a student who was not supposed to be coming back, but now this student is coming back to my school. So I've been told that I will be working with her again this year. And so I bought her a matching one. So I'm so excited that I will be putting stickers on both of them so we can differentiate, because my student, she's just such a little sweetheart. She will, part of her routine in the past has been, we walk into a certain room, she knows I leave my water bottle there, and she calls it my, or mine. She knows that it is my water bottle. And she will pick it up and she will hand it to me. So I thought it would be cute for us to have matching water bottles with different stickers on them, so she knows which one is hers and which one is mine. She has refused to drink from the water bottle that I got her that's different from mine. So I'm hoping this will be a good solution. So I'm very excited about it. When I saw that there were two of the same water bottle and that they're so sturdy. Like this, like my last water bottle that I bought when I was in Wyoming, it fell, it was sitting on the little thing that I was filming on. That's a bad way to phrase it. I had the camera on top of a bunch of stuff on an ottoman, and I also had this water bottle on it. Not this water bottle, but my old water bottle. And it fell off, landed flat on the top of it, and it jammed it so that now the way that I have to, because that one you had to kind of position, you pull up the thing you drink out of, and it has to be positioned a certain way now in order to drink out of it. And otherwise it, like, you're getting air in the straw, and that's annoying. So new water bottle, new school year, new stickers, hopefully. And is that all my new to me? I feel like that's all my new to me. Not much knitting related. Oh no, there's something new to me. This just came in a text message last night, so I don't have it yet. But my friend Julie, who gave me this yarn, this Louisa Harding, this is a saga that just keeps going on. So Julie said that she found 3 more skeins of this when she was, you know, going through, she is going through her stash in order to kind of clear it out because she's planning to move. So she said she found 3 more skeins of this. So the project that I want to do, maybe in my near future. So I'm so excited about that. If you haven't seen, go back a few episodes. This is an ongoing story of this yarn. Plus, did I tell you guys? I don't remember if I mentioned that I also have this coordinating colorway. I'm sorry if you can hear plastic crinkling, but look at how cute that is together. And the project that I want to do has like strings that come off of it, and I thought it would be cute to do it in this coordinating colorway. And I think it would be cute like around the sleeves and maybe at the hem, just 1 row. I have seen, I don't know if you guys follow Wendy Link Designs on Instagram. I'll link her below. But she's a designer who I feel like she does a lot of experimenting and not as much selling of her designs. But I've seen her do things where she has just a single row of coordinating color or a contrast color. And it gives a nice sharp finish. So anyhow, that's the saga of the ongoing yarn situation, and it's so exciting to me. It's so exciting to me. I'm having so much fun. Oh, I do have my Rena sweater whip here. Maybe I'll talk about that with comments. Okay, here's the other. This is new to me, although it's a very old thing. What was I doing? I went to my linen closet. I saw this bag on the shelf. You know how things just kind of become part of the scenery when they've been there for a while? So I just noticed this bag on the shelf and I thought, what is that? because, oh, let me grab it. Because the bag is from Express. I haven't shopped at Express since I was a teenager. I don't know if Express is still in business, but it's a very teenagery shop if you don't have them in your area. So I looked inside, and here's what I found. This little cross stitch thing. This little embroidery thing. This little embroidery thing. Look how cute that little lamb is. So many French knots. That was a pain. I remember that. This cute little outdoor scene with little flowers with faces and animals. And this cute little bunny. So, I feel like that's not focusing. I don't know if it is or not. I apologize if it isn't. Ooh, I don't know. Look at the detail on this tail. I don't know what I did to make that tail fluffy. I have a feeling it was like make loops and then just cut them. I don't know. But this is from when I was a kid. I now remember, look at how old this tape is on the edge. This is, I'm sure, when I was a kid, I think I mentioned this before, I took a cross stitch and embroidery class, and I don't remember if it was like a mother and child class or what exactly it was. I feel like probably this one I did in the class, or at least started in the class. Whew. Look at all those things. I don't think I was supposed to carry that across the back of the mouse like that. Because you can see on this that he's a little bit puckered. Anyhow, I took this class with, I think with my mom. I'm not sure. Or either that or it was, you know, they have the kids class and then they have the adults class. And so if I recall correctly, a lot of kids were there with their moms, and, you know, when the moms had their class, the kids did their work, and when the kids had their class, the moms did their work. So my mom must have bought me all of these after the class too, I'm sure. And I don't know how old I was. I was a child. I mean, I would say no more than maybe 10 or 12. So these are so fun. I can't believe I have all these. I feel like they need to go up on this wall somewhere. So we shall see. We shall see. I think this was my first embroidery one. How fun is that? What a great discovery this is. And I know I have a recollection of this being in the closet in my brother's old room at our old house. It was my mom's house at the time. My mom had sort of taken that bedroom as her own and kind of took over the closets, and that one closet was where she kept all the craft stuff. And now she doesn't do any crafting. She needs to take that up again. Mom, we need to get you crafting. You can craft with me. Anyhow, that was just a fun thing I wanted to share. So the other thing I wanted to share is the stuff that I saw at the state fair. I think maybe, how do I want to do this? Because I want to do comments too. You know what, I think what I'll do is I will maybe do a separate video for that, because I have been super chatty today and I still haven't even gotten to the comments. And one thing I definitely want to mention is that somebody had mentioned, and so I'm going to go into comments right now. I don't know what my screen is doing. Oh, it's trying to, okay. Anyhow, somebody had mentioned the Weasley sisters, because I had said something about them that I thought they weren't podcasting anymore. Here it is. Susan. Susan said, you mentioned the Weasley sisters and said you didn't know whether they're podcasting. You must have been looking in the wrong place. The Weasley sisters is a name used by a couple of different podcasters, and there are a couple of channels that use that title. The Spinning Weasley sisters are under Star Knits, and they podcast monthly. So she is correct that I was looking in the wrong place, but it wasn't that I was looking at the wrong channel. I was looking at the wrong place on their channel. Because when you look at a YouTube channel, for those of you who have not explored this before, you can see like their episodes on one tab. But if they do lives, that's a different tab. So you have to click the live tab and then see their videos. So what they have been doing is that they have been doing live videos, and so I wasn't looking under the live tab. So for those of you who are interested in seeing that, I have linked it below, and you would just need to go over to the live tab to see their videos. So thank you, Susan, for giving me that updated information. I also had comments from, today I got a comment from Yarn Chicken and, trying to use a family friendly term, Yarn Chicken and Poop, shall we say. I want to keep this a family friendly channel. If you haven't watched her channel, I recommend you go over there. She's got some good stuff. But she says, I live in my own forest. I was talking about the forest preserve on my last episode and knitting in the forest preserve. So she says, I live in my own forest and love to sit out on my balcony to knit. I'm looking forward to the fall when the temperature will be suitable for balcony knitting. Knitting in nature is the best. Totally 100% agreed. Yeah. I wish I had that kind of thing in my backyard. That is the kind of thing that I am looking for in my next home. I would like to have a place where just nature and beauty is everywhere. Although, you know, looking out this window, I really have, you know, you can see houses too, but my neighbors have planted a lot of trees in their backyards for me to see, and it really looks nice. I have a great view here. I've shown it on previous episodes. So let's see. Inspired by Fiber says, another fun episode to watch. Thanks. You're welcome. Okay. Here is a suggestion when you don't feel like you're making a lot of progress but are knitting a lot. Keep a small project. Oh, this is funny because this goes along with what I was talking about with Chris at Knit Night this week. She says, keep a small project, a hat, mittens, socks, child's baby sweater for a future baby for a future baby gift. I like that idea. On the needles, I try to not work on more than 3, the most 4 projects at a time. A small one, a medium size, and a sweater on the needles. Yes. And then so basically small, medium, large, which I think is an excellent idea. She says yes to keeping a notebook of projects by year, and you will see your progress. Yeah, I agree with that. I looked at my Ravelry page, and I did count the projects that I completed last year, and it's something like 12 to 14, somewhere in that neighborhood. And I know that I could, like last year, 2022, I made a whole bunch of hats at the end of the year for my students. So those were some of the fast knits that I did. And it's disappointing to see how few projects it actually is. And right now, I'm somewhere in the neighborhood of like 6 or 7 that I have completed. So, or that I'm even close to completing. So I gotta kick it up because fall is coming. She says, I notice a lot of podcasters that work on multiple projects put progress keepers on their projects, so when they do show them, they have the visual for us of how much they did that week or 2 weeks' time. I tend to do this on my projects that I want to get an inch done a day, like a sock or a hat. I should do that. I really should. I've done it here and there, but I've never been real consistent with it. And so I should probably right now, as soon as I finish with you guys, I should put my progress keepers on every single project I have. Although my sleeves, I don't think I really need to do. But the shawl and what was the other thing? The socks. Okay. My video stopped. I don't know why. I don't know where I was. So, I think I was in the middle of reading Sharon's comment. So, I'm going to go back to that. Sharon says, I enjoyed seeing all of your whips. I often use shawls as mini blankets and keep one on the back of my couch for when I'm chilly or need a power nap. I think that's probably how I will use shawls too. She says, I'm more likely to wear narrow shawls with an outfit. I would like to make some more big ones for my couch. I have yarn to make Hohi's Frank shawl. I don't know when I'll start it. So many things on the needles, maybe this fall. I hope this isn't a duplicate comment. I posted this once with a link to the pattern I mentioned, and the comment seems to have disappeared. Maybe that's a no-no. I think you're right. I think links on comments do not work. I don't even see them. So I don't know what happened, but I do know that I remember seeing that there was a comment. It said one comment on my video, and I was like, where is that? It's gone. I can't find it. So there was nothing there. There was nothing even like for YouTube creators. There's a comments like filters that you can do, and it'll have like ones that are held for review, and it doesn't even show up in that. So I looked for that. It's not there. So I knew that, and she was the first, if it was that comment, Sharon was the first one to have commented, and it said one comment for the longest time with nothing showing to me for comments. So that's interesting. But I did look up the Frank shawl by Hohi, and I thought, that looks like a schlanket. That is a shawl blanket that would be super cozy to wear, but a pain in the butt to knit. I feel like that one would take forever. But it's beautiful, it's large, it looks cozy, and yes, I would like that. And I don't know if you guys all know this, but Hohi every fall holds a knit along. I think it starts September 1st. I'm not sure. I have not looked into the details of it this year, but I am planning to knit along with Hohi, at least to get started on the cardigan that I want to knit. I am going to be doing her La Prairie cardigan. And I know I've talked about this before because I have the picture in my little library of pictures that I choose from to add things to when I'm editing, to add to my videos. So I will be talking about that again soon, because the knit along starts soon, and I expect to get this this Lionshead top off my needles and be ready to start another big project. So we'll see. Excited about that, and thank you for your comment, Sharon. And Selfish Knitter says the forest preserve looks like a beautiful place for a walk. It is. It absolutely is. And there's a lot of them around here. There's a lot of them within a small area. Lake County is a beautiful place for forest preserves. Okay, Chicken Lady. This is new today. She commented 5 days ago. She says, "You are a joy to watch and listen to." Thank you, Lynn. She says, "Thank you for keeping me company this morning as I swept the back porch." Something I've never done is sweep my back porch. Mine is tiny though, So anyway, what I was gonna say about new today, Bouncing Pickles is her new colorway. And I don't remember exactly who it was. I don't want to say the wrong name, but there was a podcast recently that was a live podcast that I watched. I didn't watch it live. I watched it on the replay. So I didn't get in on the fun of this one, but they were talking about laws that are sort of outdated but are still on the books, and some of them are funny. And so someone was just reading this list of laws, and in some state there is a law that in order for something to be called a pickle, it has to be able to bounce. And so Lynn of Chicken Lady Fiber Arts came out with this new colorway, which I saw on Instagram today, and I was like, oh, I need that. It's beautiful. But Bouncing Pickles is the colorway, and it is a beautiful green colorway that I feel like I need it like a hole in the head, but I need it still. So thank you for your entertaining colorways, Lynn. Oh, Wendy said, "Yay, I'm so excited. She's the winner of the bag. I hope it has gotten to you, Wendy. I sent it out this week." And speaking of the bags, wait, I have to read the rest of hers. She says, "And I bought the Rena pattern. Now I need to learn how to crochet." So Wendy is going to crochet the Rena sweater together along with me. Well, it may not be at the same time, but I'm so excited. The two of us need to wear them together someday and take a selfie, and maybe others of you would like to join in on this fun. So I love this sweater project. I'm having a good time with it. I have been making squares and triangles, and I'm finished with that part of the process. I'm getting ready to connect them together. Oh, update on that. I might as well show it. Okay, so this is the sweater, Rena. And these are the squares that I am crocheting. They are cute little granny squares in Berroco Tiramisu. Colorway is Bomboloni. And I said it without laughing that time, you guys. Anyhow, in the pattern, I was talking at Knit Night this week with Chris, who also is a crocheter. And so I was going through the pattern with her and saying, maybe you know how to do this because I'm not sure. And then I realized in the pattern, it actually says how to join to the other squares. There's the term join one, or like chain join one, or something like that is listed in the special terms for the project. So at first last week I had said something about that the pattern doesn't tell you. The pattern does tell you. It's very specific about how to do it. So that question has been answered, and I just need to be more thorough when I read my patterns. I hope I'm not the only one guilty of that. And okay, Lucille says, I've been knitting for years and call myself an intermediate beginner. Yup. Still new to it. I feel like so many of us feel the same way. Stephanie says, the Lionshead, can't wait to see you wearing it and your shawls too. Me too, Stephanie. And I think I have now mentioned every single comment. So, thank you. If you've made it this long, I appreciate you, but don't stop watching. I wanted to mention, okay, so you guys, I noticed after my last episode where I told the winner of the Queen Sandy bag, I noticed that I lost quite a few subscribers. I shouldn't say it like that. It was a handful. You know, I went from being over 360 to being under 360 subscribers. I think that these people were under the impression that I was done giving away Queen Sandy bags. I don't know. But there are more Queen Sandy bags to be had. So I highly recommend, if you want one of those Queen Sandy bags, you keep watching, because I will be giving them away. I have not yet decided how I'm going to give them away, what things are going to qualify for Queen Sandy bags. I feel like I should just kind of drop it here and there. I'm thinking maybe monthly drawings, maybe questions here and there. I don't know. But I strongly urge you to keep watching if you would like to be in the drawing for Queen Sandy bags. It's not going to be today. I feel like with school starting, I'm going to feel overwhelmed with my new life. Every school year feels like a new, like I'm drowning for a little while until I like get my feet under me and figure out how to walk again. But there's that, and the Burra Cowl KAL is still ongoing. So my next drawing for the Burra Cowl will be at the end of September. I have been doing quarterly drawings. I did one at the end of March. I did one at the end of June. I will be doing one at the end of September and again at the end of December. So stay tuned for that. I'll go ahead and do my usual list of who's participating in giving out prizes for the Burra Cowl. There are multiple podcasters, and I don't know how that's going to work in the end, as far as how prizes go for the main hashtag on Instagram. But each of these guys has their own rules, and I highly recommend you just do as much as I did. Buy the pattern. Buy the yarn. And I don't know how many of them allow that as a qualifier, but I do. And I think even at the end of December, if that's all you've done, that qualifies you. So, enter. The hashtag still works. I know people have had issues with hashtags on Instagram. I'm having issues, but I'm working through them. And as far as Ravelry, some of them are running their KALs, their knit-alongs on Ravelry. So check there, and check everybody's YouTube channels, because everybody's got different rules. Anyhow, is that enough, you guys? I think that's enough. Look at my cute little mouse. I didn't know they had these. Another new to me. That one was from Amazon. So, with that, I think I have rambled on for long enough. I've had way too much coffee, and I still have half a cup left. So, I will catch you on the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Until then, keep surviving, keep thriving, keep crafting, knitting, crocheting, weaving, whatever your fun thing is for you. And I will see you on the next one. Thanks.